Most people don't think about the sheer amount of overlap that happens when you're out in the field, but if you've ever spent a long day behind the wheel, you know exactly how exhausting it is to keep those rows perfectly straight. That is where this setup from JY305 comes in. It is essentially a bolt-on brain for your tractor that handles the steering for you, and honestly, it is a lot more capable than you might expect for the price point. The core of the system is a 10-inch tablet that feels rugged enough to handle a dusty cab, and it acts as the command center for everything from planting to harvesting. What really matters here is the accuracy. If you pair this with their RTK base station, you are looking at about an inch of precision, which is honestly impressive. It takes the guesswork out of those long, repetitive passes. If you don't want to mess with a base station, it defaults to a PPP mode, which gives you about 4 inches of accuracy. It is not quite as surgical, but for a lot of general spraying or cultivation work, it is more than enough to get the job done without needing a subscription service. The installation is surprisingly straightforward, provided you are comfortable with a bit of mechanical work. It comes with a high-torque motor that clamps onto the steering wheel, and they include a spline that fits common brands like John Deere and New Holland right out of the box. If you have something else, they are pretty good about sending over the right adapter. One thing that stood out is the inclusion of a secondary gyroscope. It is a nice touch because it keeps the system stable even if the terrain gets a bit bumpy or uneven. The software interface is clean and supports a bunch of different languages, which is great, but it does have a bit of a learning curve if you have never used an auto steer system before. You can import your AB lines, set up U-turns, and even handle concentric circles, which makes the whole process feel much more automated. Now, it is not a perfect system. The hardware is heavy. We are talking about 20 kilograms for the whole kit, so you definitely want to make sure your mounting points are solid. Also, while the remote diagnostics are a lifesaver, you are still going to be the one turning the wrenches if something needs a physical adjustment. It is a serious piece of kit that turns a standard tractor into a much smarter machine. And for anyone looking to cut down on fatigue and wasted seed or fertilizer, it is a solid way to modernize your operation without having to trade in your entire fleet for a brand new model. It is a practical, no-nonsense tool that does exactly what it says on the box.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.